Hello, everyone, and welcome to your second of 4 fan-requested Friday matchups of the week. This one was sent in by Mr. Path. Melvin Anthony versus Chris Cormier. He wanted the best version of Melvin Anthony, and each of them really. Guys, concerning bodybuilders like Melvin Anthony, for instance, and Dennis James, a guy like Dennis James, you cannot get their best versions. You might get a couple of blurry pictures of their notable versions, things of that nature. But I choose this is the 2005 San Francisco Pro. I believe that's what that is. Yes, it's the San Francisco Pro 2005. Melvin placed third here. Chris Cormier placed first. There was a Dexter Jackson in between these two. I just wanted to make an event where their placing was close. I mean, third and first. But, I mean, look at this pose, guys. Melvin Anthony, a smaller, maybe just as conditioned, but much, much, much smaller version of Chris Cormier, really. Go to the front lat spread, and there was no front lat spread for Chris Cormier, but aside from that, there was every pose for both of these guys, and that was another reason why I selected this version. I mean, there's no point of doing a 2002 Marcus rule, guys, if you cannot see any type of conditioning whatsoever. And this is the same story, guys. Actually, food for thought. Chris Cormier, I think, looked better. The 2005 San Francisco Pro, one of his best versions. Go to the side here. Melvin Anthony, much like a Dexter Jackson, he could get an upset victory over a much bigger guy like Chris Cormier in this pose, that is. Good flow, good hanging hamstring there, and the chest itself, huge, massive, and I like the way it's displayed. Now, Chris Cormier overall is in better condition. Look at that thin skin, things of that nature, vascularity, all those things. But still, guys, I do like Melvin Anthony, a smaller guy standing up to a big guy like that. You know, got to root for an underdog, but still. Go to the next side pose, and about the same thing. The flow looks good for Melvin Anthony on the much smaller physique. But, again, the much more conditioned athlete. Look at the thin skin, the muscle separation in the quads, the upper body, the pecs, and the tricep. Tricep for tricep, Melvin's is bigger on a smaller frame, so you got to think, you know, if he was going to get an edge, would be in the side too, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. The much bigger, more conditioned man, you have to think he is going to get an edge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, turn these two fine specimens around. I mean, these two guys, very underrated. Were never in the top 2 at the Olympia. Cormier placed third a couple of times. But, I mean, very underrated. Good, solid back developments. But there's no real striations in the glutes for either one of these two dudes. And as vexing as that is to some of you guys, that does make a difference. And that does keep you from the, first and second place at the Olympia. Chris Cormier probably would have won the Olympia at one point or another had he been able to reach that type of conditioning. But this San Francisco Pro, this is as conditioned. You can almost see glutes on Chris Cormier. Compare this with his 99 one. Ooh, that might be a matchup. I might actually do that one. 1999 Chris Cormier versus 2005. Or I guess you could put the 2002 Chris Cormier. Anyway, guys, this is this is an easy, simple victory. Bigger man wins. Go to the rear double bicep. Basically the same thing here, guys. Look at the conditioning of the hamstrings and the glutes of Chris Cormier compared to, Melvin Anthony. Neither one of the guys, like I said, are going to have striated glutes. The back development, back for back, Chris Cormier, obviously much bigger. He's going to be winning. Not only that, but he looks more vascular in the traps. Looks harder, grainier, nicer, neater, cleaner lat insertions. And it's a beating already, guys. It's a beating already for Melvin Anthony. I don't need to mention, the calves. Don't look at the calves. Turn around. Did any of you guys see the calves? Rewind. If you didn't, rewind it. I mean, Melvin Anthony, he was no Dorian Yates. And Chris Cormier, hey, he went through the 90s. Nobody really noticed he had weak calves, so he had to have good calves in the 90s. You would be picked apart. Anyway, this is a mini-me. You guys ever see Michael Myers, Canadian actor? He does The Spy Who Shagged Me. What's Austin Powers? Yes, Austin Powers. Anyway, the main bad guy, he had a little mini version of him. It was his mini-me, he called him. And this is what we have going on here, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, of course, or to the left, to the right, whatever. Chris Cormier, he has a mini-me in Melvin Anthony. And Melvin Anthony's Baby Please. Sorry, guys. It's Friday. Finish this one off. This is a fitting end to this comparison. Melvin Anthony, he goes down low for the crab position. You can hardly see him. And Chris Cormier stands up. Look at that, guys. This could be an uncrowned Mr. Olympia champion right here. Structurally, muscularity-wise, aesthetics, he was, he just didn't quite, he didn't keep his nose clean, things of that nature. He didn't stick on the track, get striated. Look at the quads. Talk about striations. This man is unbelievable, Chris Cormier, and he is one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time never to have won the Olympia title. He is your winner. This was a cakewalk for Chris Cormier. An obvious win. And I don't want to hear no complaints of the versions that I used because Chris Cormier is better, guys. There's no argument. Sure, I'll probably get some comments. Max Muscle, this was a stupid comparison. Why would you do it? Because it was a Fan Request Friday matchup, and I have to honor it. It is fair. For those of you who do get it in first, you do deserve to get your request played, as foolish or silly as it is. And this was a good one. Hit thumbs up on it, guys. Have a great weekend.